audition story week fail on my story time. Okay, so let me start off by just saying, excuse the luggage. I still haven't moved it or anything like that. We're gonna jump right into the video. This week we're doing epic dance fail auditions, the Mo Channel edition. All right, so let me start at the beginning. I wanted to do it, and it's an open call. So I showed my family the routine I want to do. Then I just kind of just left, practice and stuff like that. And then that night, everything kind of started falling apart. Nothing wasn't going right. So I said, I forget it. I'm not going to do it. And like, I really made my mind, like, the next day I just wasn't going to do it or be able to. So I stayed up that whole entire night. I drank like half of a super acidy, sugary pineapple soda. And so I kind of stayed up that night. And it felt like an episode of like some kind of TV show, because it felt like I closed my eyes for a second, and then, like, next thing you know, I hear someone like knocking on my door, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And it's my mom, and she's like, I'm taking you. You're gonna do this. And so then all of a sudden, like, I'm getting up, and I'm like literally rushing to get ready for something that I made my mind that I just wasn't gonna do. I made a sandwich too, like the night before, so I could have like something to eat during the process. And so I ate that too. I'm just like, I'm not going. Like, I completely made up my mind not to go. But my mom was like, okay, so I'm going to take you, and we're going to go. It was my mom, my little sister in the car, and we rushed to downtown because I think we're already late, because like she didn't know what time it started or something like that. And so, but we just got up and we did it. So when I got there, I was completely just like, okay, like just in a complete like it was a whirlwind. So I got there, and so I'm crossing the street, and I can see a line, and I'm seeing like air mattresses and like stuff, like people that was like slept there all night and stuff like that. And I'm walking, and it's like the sign was just not in it. It was so many people. It was like almost like fully wrapped around the block in downtown. And you, like, if you ever been to downtown Los Angeles, it's like it's those blocks are like, they're not simple. They're kind of long, but it wrapped around there. So I'm just walking, and then I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, okay, so now I had to mentally get prepared for this entire audition process. Now, what no one really tells you about auditioning is the waiting. Like, the waiting is it's the craziest thing. And then there's also different type of auditioners there too. You have the serious one, the one who's like, don't talk to me. I'm not here to talk to anyone. I'm here to get this job, like super serious, and like then you have the person who like over stretches, and they're like from like stretching like constantly nonstop. Like, and you also have kind of person there that's kind of like networking and things like that, just like they're like, oh hey, like making friends and things like that, seeing, certain people that you've seen before at other auditions and things like that. And so I could literally do like probably a whole YouTube video about that. But so but what I really liked about this audition too was that you see the people who were on there in the past seasons, and they meet each other, and it's like they're like really friends, like they're real friends, like they're so happy to see each other. And so you're seeing all that. And then they have like a little like independent like camera, like it's like someone that comes on the camera, and they kind of film in like big groups. They'll like kind of cut the line and have you like, dance for like some little intro or anything like that, or something like that. Like, I don't know, I never really knew what they were using that film for, because I only seen it a handful of times in the actual TV show. So so then after that, and all the waiting, and so they never start on time. Like there's few auditions that actually, like, when they say the door is open, these doors is open. So you we go inside there, and the first thing you do is you stand in line, and you wait till you get inside the auditorium. You sign a non-disclosure form, like everyone signs one before you even like, and some they have certain like they wanted you like to also like bring yours from home, headshots, things like that. Like if you have it, so then you sign in those, and then you just go straight up. Now what people don't know is, although they say on the show like, oh, it's a 2-day process, it's actually 1 day of open cast, and then if you get a callback or a ticket on the show, then you go to the second day. But on the first day, they take you up to the balcony because no one's on that bottom level yet. But they take you up to the balcony in a big old massive group up there, and so then they kind of assign sections like B12, A, like, and they kind of call your groups like that. But so you're sitting there and you're waiting, and you just like, okay, what do I do in the meantime? So then, but most of the people kind of like, just kind of like fizzle into different parts of like the place, like you hang out by the bathroom, or it's like this other little overview in the back of it that you kind of hang out, and some people were practicing there. And to be honest, very few people actually went in with their groups, because I know I didn't. Like, it's kind of like they kind of like pull people into this other room, like they pull you to this other room and then you audition there. But this is completely separate, and this is where they decide yes, like yes or no, like your potential. But this is mainly for producers and like a couple of judges that. And so then, because also that year too, they had this couple that was on there. They didn't win, but they're judges for like, because it's like, remember, it's 2 days and before you actually get to the downstairs. So like if you get a ticket, then that's when that's what they show on the show. It's those auditioners and also the other ones, the interesting ones, I should say, that they kind of pick out. The producers do that. And but anyway, when we're all sitting in the balcony and everyone was waiting, all of a sudden, okay, so Nigel had came out. And so then at first I didn't know who it was, because I couldn't really see like that. And then all I know is then people start clapping, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's Nigel and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay. So he gave this little, I'll call it a motivational speech. And so basically he was telling us like, oh, okay, so when you audition, you're not going to have a chance to, like all of a sudden fully like bloom out and stuff like that, and to like, save your best for last. You don't do that in auditions. Like, because they can tell you no, because they think like you put the best first. And Nigel said something like, he said, I don't care how much you reach for the stars and how passionate your face is. Like he said, he actually really wanted to just see you dance. So it's like, so he wasn't into like, I guess, the contemporary and stuff like that, like too much. So we had kind of just went in with our groups. So then I kind of got tired of waiting and stuff like that. And because it's a long waiting process. And since I came in kind of late, even though I was late, but I wasn't like super duper late, because there's still people that was like way behind me too. So even though I came kind of late, I guess my grouping was just like, I don't know, like that would have been probably all day process. But anyway, but I'm not even joking. No one goes in really with the group except for the first couple of groups, like maybe the A's. But then, so then I ended up going in with the group, and so basically it's just like they have this long table with Nigel and the producers and things like that, and so then they put you like this kind of, I'm not gonna say never mind, I'm not even going. But anyway, so it's like 8 people audition at a time. So it's like 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. So you come out, you show your best, and then like next. And so then you pretty much just go out there, you show your best stuff and things like that. But also, like, I know sometimes people wonder like, well, like, how does this person even really get on TV? What happened is the producers actually choose them. Like, the producers be trying to be like, oh, like, no. I'm sorry, like, people be like, oh, no. But then as a person gets ready to leave and, they have a certain personality or, whatever it is that the producers doing for ratings, they kind of call them back, like, privately. They don't do it in front of everyone else. Like, they kind of pull them aside and, and they give them a date and things like that. And so, yeah. All right, so finally I'm ready to get to this spell of mine. So we go to, I go to line, and so what I decided to dance because you have options. You can do hip hop, modern, all this extra stuff. But I decided to do jazz because I felt that that was like my strongest suit. That was my strongest thing. I decided to do jazz. I'm very happy too that I did that. But so I ended up doing jazz, and like in fact they'll call out the group. They'll be like, oh, hip hop, and then 8 hip hop people will come, and then an audition. Sometimes it's, the groups are a little bit bigger, but it tends to be at very least 8. But so then I end up doing that, and so I'm like dancing my heart out and all this extra stuff, and so then they say, okay, everyone come together. So we come together, and it's like we kind of like dancing against to see who has the spotlight, and who they're going to choose and things like that. And so I was like, I'm gonna blow them away. I'm gonna do a pose at the end where I'm like, just like some crazy like pose at the end. So Nigel says, because he was doing this every random audition. So he was like, hold it, and so I'm in my pose, and then for I don't know mentally, I don't know what it was. It was just like nah, I don't know what it was, but I just completely dropped the pose. I completely dropped it. But out of that 8, I was the only one that Nigel like talked to, and he told me to come back the following year. But I'm honestly, I was so done with it because he was like, you need to work on a stronger ending. And I suggest that once you get that in order, you come back and things like that. So I was like, I'm like, okay, thank you for the advice. So after that, I didn't go back because I don't know. It was the waiting. I was low key embarrassed because at the time I was just like, oh, like why did he say something to me? Because like there's other people there, but he said something to me, and I was just like, okay. So, but I did not go back that year, or in fact I've never been back to there since. Now that I'm older, I have a different perspective of it. Um, and it was a nice lesson to learn. So thank you guys for watching my story time.
Subscribe. Ring the bell. Ding!
Subscribe below.